Hello and welcome to the All Things Super podcast. I'm Super Chasney, as ever, your host here. But we're not on my channel, we are on All Things Wrestling's channel, and here is Tom.
Hello, welcome. We are also joined by, maybe for the last time, who knows at the minute, Alice Kingdom.
Hello.
We have got many exciting things to talk about today.
Recently retired Alex Kingdom.
Yes, so do you want to tell us what's going on with her? Because you've been on a video and
Yeah.
I thought you'd retired. Have we brought you out of retirement?
No, not at all. As I said, I'll still be doing some things. It's just the videos that I just need to kind of like take a break, figure myself out. I have to, I've had not the best start to 2018. Obviously, people have bad starts, but I've just not been feeling myself lately.
He's confused.
Refine myself. Don't make jokes. And yeah, I just need to kind of become myself again. Because I'm not happy at the minute as a creator and as a person. Sorry to bring it down there, but that's kind of what's going on. I'm not out of retirement. I'm just here because being in video is something I can do. I don't really want to take that step into doing things by myself yet because I'm not ready for that.
So he's not ready for that.
Fair enough.
And he's confused. I know he's not confused.
He just needs to find himself again.
Confused.
He got lost in a closet.
Fuck off.
Family friendly.
Okay.
A good role model.
Okay, anyway, before we start any of our points, we've got to talk about who won the Hall of Fame poll from last podcast. Who we thought was the most deserving person to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The winner, with 7 votes, was China.
Yeah.
And then second was Christian with 5 and Davey Boy Smith with 2.
Christian!
So thank you to everybody who voted in the poll. That was much better than the really messed up one last time.
Thank you very much for agreeing with me.
I do agree with that one. To be fair, China is the most deserving out of all 3 of them, but we wanted a nice poll.
I think Christian. Again, I've never seen a China match, so I can't really comment.
I mean, I agree that Christian deserves to go into the Hall of Fame. I just think China's probably one of the most deserving people there.
Yeah, she is.
I don't really know what she's done apart from winning the Continental Championship and being the one being DX.
Well, she sort of beat men and wrestled with men, which is unheard of, really, for most women.
I didn't know that.
Obviously, she had to beat men to win the Intercontinental title.
I thought she won it in like a rumble or something.
No, she legit had matches against Chris Jericho. They were really good, actually.
She had a triple threat with Chris Jericho and Hardcore Holly as well.
That was a good match. But yes, let's move on to the first point, is WWE bringing out brand new titles. Have you guys heard about this?
I agree with the NXT
heard of it.
I agree with the NXT one, don't agree with the Cruiserweight one.
So, as some of you may not know, we have a new NXT championship called the North American Championship, which is being...
Terrible name.
Better than the United States, in my opinion. It's just
really?
I prefer North American to United States.
So you mean that they include Canada?
I don't know, I just prefer the name North American.
That's like us having an English champion and a British champion.
No, but obviously anyone can win the title. It's not exclusive to the...
It's just the name value.
It's got 3 names. It's like the Great... What was it? The sort of North American Championship?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
North American Championship. And
whereas
we
something
have...
like the NXT TV Championship would have been so much better.
Network Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles.
That's not needed at all. No,
how many cruiserweights are there on the roster?
Like 20, and there's only 2 tag teams.
Are you sure there's 20? It doesn't seem like there's that many.
There's a tournament going on, which is 16 people in it.
Okay, and how many others aren't in that tournament that you can think of?
I think at least another couple. So there's at least 18, 20 people on.
Noam Dar didn't compete.
Yeah, Brian Kendrick didn't compete. They're bringing in Ricochet and Leo Rush.
Oh, I appreciate that they're bringing people in. It's
Yeah.
just right
Wait,
now.
wait. Ricochet's going on 205 Live.
That's the rumour.
No.
Apparently he's going to be top of the brand.
I don't care. Who
It's
cares
got
what
Triple H booking. Don't worry about it.
But it's a glass ceiling. That's my issue.
It's not a glass ceiling with Triple H.
It is. When you can only win one belt and you cannot compete for any other belt, that is a glass ceiling. And
Yeah,
when that's
put him on
Priest,
SmackDown and he'll get buried. Or put him on Raw and he'll get buried.
Probably not. He'd
Vince
be too
McMahon
excited.
booking will kill him. I tell you that
Yeah.
for a fact.
What I'm saying is that the difference between Rusev Day and Ricochet. Rusev Day, but Ricochet is actually visually exciting. So Vince McMahon would see that. Like, he knows how to book people like Rey Mysterio, and I think he booked Sin Cara to start with quite well.
Sin Cara had the worst booking ever.
It's just, I like the whole Sin Cara Negro.
Pardon?
What?
2011 Vengeance. Sin Cara Azul versus Sin Cara Negro.
Negro? I don't think you can say that word.
What do you mean?
I thought you didn't want to be offensive, Alex.
Negro is not offensive.
I think Negro is quite an offensive word.
Basically, another another way of saying the N word.
No, isn't Negro is how you say black in Spanish? So sorry,
It's still an offensive word to them.
they used it, so I'm allowed to use it.
Yeah, but black people use the N word and we're not allowed to use that.
Well, I didn't use the flipping N word.
Okay, I'm going to leave this in, but anyone in the comments, please tell me if that word is offensive.
Well, blame Alex.
Yeah, blame Alex if the word is offensive. I'll ask CJ. He'd be able to tell
Blame
me.
WWE.
I appreciate that Negro or Negro is Spanish for black, but I still don't know if you can use that word in the way you did.
Because that was his name. They literally called him that.
Yes, and they also had someone who got his penis chopped off by a Japanese man. WWE isn't always sane in the fucking head.
That was good though. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
They had Triple H rape a mannequin in a coffin.
I know that was too far. I'm a big fan of the hand though. I found that quite funny.
Okay, well let's keep talking
when
titles
WWE's gonna
before we get completely off topic.
Yeah.
Just for whilst you're in the comments section commenting on that, please, can you send us in things that you hated as a wrestling fan, and we will put them to Alex Kingdom and see what his opinion was. Because at the moment we find that everything that is terrible about wrestling, Alex loves.
What, for example, Titus World Wide.
Yes. Now
Yes.
Also, your boy Jinder Mahal should be in the main event of WrestleMania. Killed it.
Yes, we
That-
want to.
that
But
is
new
sad.
titles, that's what our conversation is about.
NXT kind of needs it because there's a lot of people that could use it. The cruiserweight service not needed at. Can you even name me more than 2 cruiserweight tag?
But they'll make more, that's what they're going to do. Obviously.
Yeah, they're building for the future, I guess.
No, but like just
But-
jamming random 2 people together, that doesn't work.
But all I can
It
see
has
is
worked.
205 Live is going to become another brand. That's what Triple H is making it into. Another brand that WWE has. Which,
With a glass.
That no one wants to watch.
it's been getting better ratings on the network.
Well, it can't get much worse.
I'm about to say. But he's trying, you got to give him credit. He's trying.
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
I'm giving him credit, but I just feel bad for the wrestlers that are in the cruiserweight division. If they made it that the cruiserweights could also compete outside the cruiserweight division, it'd be fine.
Yeah, but that
'Cause
wouldn't make it a cruiserweight. It wouldn't make anything unique about 205 Live. That's why no one cared on Raw, because it's just like.
Yeah, yes, it would, because that would be the only time you could see 2 cruiserweights go against each
But Vince McMahon made it a soap drama, so nobody cared.
But you had stories like the beautiful Alicia Four.
They were all shit.
No,
Well,
I like that. I like that because it was Noam Dar, and that's the only reason. 'Cause
The
Noam Dar
reason
made-
that WWE's cruiserweight division never worked was because you could see them all the time and all these sorts of things. Whereas at WCW, they were fighting each other. They weren't going for the main title. It was quite a specific brand, their cruiserweight division. So it'd be interesting to see how it works.
Just like when you had it back in
separated.
WWE back in the day, you had people just competing for that belt or the light heavyweight belt.
And that was great, wasn't it?
Well, it sort of defined where people were going to be, and that shouldn't be a bad thing. There's always going to be people that need to stay in the mid card.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
205 Live gives more wrestlers a chance to come in and compete for different belts.
But when you have people like Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, those kind of guys...
WWE will never make them a WWE champion, so putting them on the main card just would give them a mediocre run.
Yeah, but I'd rather them, at least be on the main shows than them being on a mid-card show with them just winning belts on that, where it's meaningless.
Not really. They're still wrestling every single day as much as all the others. They're winning championships. They're having a career.
It's not satisfactory. As a fan, it's not satisfactory.
Yeah, but maybe it is to the wrestler. It's their career. If they want to rule this brand instead of going into a big pond and getting trounced...
Nobody really cares about 205 Live. I don't even think the wrestlers care about 205 Live.
They
Well,
do.
that's the
Have you
point
seen
of
the
why
matches
they've
they've
changed
got?
it around. And I mean, we've got to give them a chance to see what they're going to do with it.
But I don't think tournament style and just having match after match.
No, they've only got the tournament style to re-kickstart the show. Once they get into the proper show, it's going to be like the Cruiserweight Classic with the match quality. That's what Triple H wants. He wants match quality over storylines.
Yeah, which being an indie wrestling fan, I can like, but I don't know. I mean, I just like a little an infusion of maybe some of the main roster stars coming along. So Finn Balor one time comes on 205 Live or something like that, or challenges. Because if Rey Mysterio's going in there, he's going to be a big fish in a very, 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 very small pond.
Is that enough fairies?
It's not that small. It's done in the same arena as SmackDown.
22 wrestlers or something.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Roughly, it's got to be. That's not really enough for.
SmackDown's tag team division has like 2 teams that are wrestling for the belt. You can't really say they've got no chance because none of the SmackDown or Raw really have a tag team division that's doing anything.
Well, let's talk about it. On SmackDown, you've got Rusev Day, New Day, Usos, Ascension, who are fantastic, Bludgeon Brothers, who are meh, Breezango, love them.
But none of them are doing anything apart from.
Well, but that's just shit booking. Though. That's not their fault.
Just to throw a spanner in the spanner in. What did you throw a spanner into? Is spanner into the works?
Yeah, spanner in the works.
I don't think that's right, but anyway, Wikipedia, the source of all good information, lists 16 cruiserweights.
Does it have Buddy Murphy in there?
Nope.
They have added a couple more for the tournament.
Whether or not they're full-time guys or just...
They keep weighing them in, so I'd say so.
I think there's a few guys that are in that tournament just to sort of see if they get over.
Yeah.
Similar to...
There has been a couple, but...
Cruiserweight.
One of the big issues for me is Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong does not belong in that cruiserweight division. He could be a main eventer. I know you're saying that they were doing it on pushing, but Roderick Strong is someone that they would push.
You say this, but you know Vince McMahon. If it's not Roman Reigns and they're not big and muscly, he doesn't care.
Vince, he's not. Yeah, he made some cocking decisions, but he's not an idiot. Roman Reigns is sellable. The fans love Roman Reigns.
No, he's not.
Yes, he's got some of the biggest matches.
Cancelled WWE Network.
Yeah,
I don't think many fans do like Roman Reigns.
Okay, take this into that. Second most selling of WWE shop.
It's not Roman Reigns.
It is Roman Reigns.
Where are you getting these numbers from?
I got it from a Cultaholic News. So I guess I got it from PW Insider. But those guys.
That's probably Vince McMahon buying them all himself.
Also, I like Roman Reigns, not his booking, but in the ring, he is very, very commendable. I respect the man. I think he does a very good job of what he does. I think he's been dealt a very bad card, but in the ring, he's one of the best on the roster.
I don't think many people are saying that he's not good in the ring. I think a lot of people just don't like the character.
In the ring. His promos as of the last few weeks have been really good, but I just don't think
Like, who
he
would you
could
rather
be a
see as
face of a
champion?
company.
Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar? Yeah,
Brock.
The only reason I'm
Roman.
happy for the match is because they're going to take the title off Brock. He's the
Fuck
only person
Brock
I
Lesnar.
hate more than Roman Reigns.
See, I'd rather have Roman Reigns over someone
Yeah,
like.
because at least he's a full-time wrestler.
I'd rather have Roman Reigns over a Matt Hardy these days.
Can I
I
kill
mean,
Yeah,
him?
but that's not. But that's not a question, is it? Roman Reigns or Matt Hardy? Matt Hardy's just some random mid carder.
Okay,
I'd rather
Roman
have Roman
Reigns.
than Matt Hardy.
Yeah, but it's like if you need to
So you
compare
prefer
Roman
to have a
Reigns to
top level
Braun
guy
or
than a
Roman Reigns to
random.
Seth Rollins, someone that's a main eventer. Matt Hardy could become a main eventer again, but as of now, he is just in a mid-card feud with Bray Wyatt.
Like, the Hardy Boys are good, but like that they've come with a lot of hype and WWE haven't been able to book it. I'd rather have a Bray Wyatt over Matt Hardy these days. I don't think Matt Hardy should be winning.
Bray
Who
Wyatt.
said that he should be winning the title?
No, but what I'm
Bray.
saying is that
I prefer Matt
Hardy
over
Boys
Bray.
be booked to the main event. But yeah, new titles like NXT. It opens up a lot of opportunities for like Ricochet, EC3, those kind of guys. Any thoughts? Who do you think is going to win? I know the NXT spoilers, though Tom doesn't, so I know what.
Let me get. I've already seen who's in the match because I looked up who was involved in it. I just need to get the match up because I can remember who was involved.
I think I got.
Where was it?
I guess Tom first of all. Once you
There it is.
wanna say
Out of the
next.
people who were in the
hang
tag,
on, gone. Sorry, still got a tag.
out of all the people in the ladder match to crown the champion, I'm gonna say they're gonna give it to EC3.
See, hang on. So it's EC3, it's Ricochet, it's Velveteen Dream, it's Killian Dane.
Lars Sullivan and Adam Cole. I'm gonna say no to
There's a
Adam
few
Cole because he's a tag team champion right now. So I don't see them putting the belt on Cole. Even though that's my choice.
Okay. I was about to say, no, he's not. But
Yeah, they've made him the tag team champion because obviously three-bird rule.
not for
Three-bird rule for the tag team titles.
Did they not announce this week on NXT that the winner of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic?
They did, and then they've 180 the decision.
What'd you say?
They've 180 the decision on that. They've
No,
decided
it's
that
the
they were going to leave it on Undisputed Era.
stupid.
Yeah, remember that was made. They filmed that as the first night of tapings, and I think they changed their mind on what they wanted to do.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that come in it. Overall, I think it could be Velveteen Dream. I think that's not going to put it on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. EC3 has just come in, so it seems to make sense.
What is your opinion on the Velveteen Dream?
Bit camp for me.
I love the character. He's not as bad as Orlando Jordan was in TNA, who used to come down on a pole. Honestly, that still gives me nightmares. Oh God, Orlando Jordan.
Yeah, I think they just need to kind of obviously after, but I think it's a bit too early to introduce the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships. Also, as well, I just don't want to see them randomly putting tag teams together for it. Like, a good thing that was put this week is the whole Pete Dunne and Roddy Strong being in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. That was great. That had depth. That made sense. However, putting people like, for example, a Cedric Alexander and a TJ Perkins together, like that.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Well, just a matter of months ago, we wouldn't have thought Sheamus and Cesaro would have worked. It did.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
And now they're one of the best tag teams that Raw has.
They are the bar. They are the only good tag team that Raw has. Sorry, the Revival, but you've been booked to shit.
Yeah, but it doesn't make them not a good tag team.
I mean, not in WWE stuff.
but as wrestling quality goes, they're still a good tag team.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Has everyone said what they wanted to say on these belts? We don't know the look of the belt yet, do we?
No, there's been no designs leaked yet. Yeah, I think that covers the new belts and us talking about.
Yeah, overly positive, but terrible name. Other than Tom thinks it's a good one.
I don't mind it. I mean, I can agree with you. I think Television Championship or something like that would have fit better. But it's a new, unique name that they've never gone with before.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Because it's shit. But yeah. Alright, are we getting on to Pal's positive points, or is it me up next?
It's Pal's positive points, or let Super Chasney introduce it because it's slightly different this week.
It is. So instead of Pal's positive points, there's going to be a segment called Charlie's Crappy Collection, in which we discuss some of the bad things that are going on in wrestling at the moment. And depending on which I feel is more appropriate for the month, that will be what we choose. This month is going to be Charlie's Crappy Collection, because there's lots of stuff going on at the moment that I just think looks a bit terrible. And the first one, when I saw it, I just thought the decision was absolutely horrific. I mean, I must have thought, what on earth made them choose to do that? And, I know this is a wrestling podcast, and I know lots of you may even know what I'm talking about here. But when I saw the state of Alex's head, when he showed me the picture of his hair, I thought, right, this is it. It's going in Charlie's Crappy Collection. Alex's hair is my first talking point. There's going to be a picture. Sorry, Tom, you're going to have to do a bit of editing.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Are we going with the blonde or his shaven?
Well, they're both a bit the same, really.
I mean, yeah, but the shaven will go, though, so that's kind of a little
Which one do you want me to
bizarre.
go with so I can edit it?
The light blonde was a style choice.
The blonde is the reason we're talking about his
Okay,
hair.
I'll get the... That's fine.
So, Alex dyed his hair. Now, I want to say blonde, but in the pictures that I've seen, Alex, and now it could just be the pictures, it does look a bit green.
That's because it was beyond the green screen. There's a little bit of a green shade.
Yeah, I've seen 3 or 4 pictures now, and some of them were next to a green screen.
They're all behind the green screen, aren't they?
Well, we'll wait and see on that one. But any reason you had this done?
For charity.
Could you not have just done a charity walkathon?
Yeah, I could have done that, couldn't I?
Wheelathon?
No. I thought the dye. I liked the hair personally. I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah.
He says
a
it, then he
lot of
shaved it
people-
off.
A lot of people. I had to shave off after a month. That was the thing. I had to dye it for her, and I had to go bald. So
That's a very specific thing. Also, why didn't we get asked to donate to your charity?
Yeah.
it's not my charity, and neither did I donate. My friend did a thing. He did a walk, a sponsored walk for Cancer Research UK. Raised a lot of money. I don't know the specific, but it was over $5,000.
I think you'd have raised more if you'd have done the walk.
Yeah. Also, broken biology, but yeah. And then I said, "Oh, if you get over this said X amount, 3,000, do whatever you want." He said, "Dye your hair blonde."
So you didn't do it for charity?
I did, yeah. Essentially, I did. It's a weird scapegoat of it. It technically was for charity, but at the same time, I mean, I donated. Like,
Is he still here?
me.
Yes, I am.
It cut out just after you said you donated.
Oh, I donated an extra £200.
Apparently doesn't want him to get that point across.
Keeps cutting out. I think he's going to have to keep his messages quite short because he keeps cutting out after sort of 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Is this better?
Yes.
I might do this.
Scarily loud.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yes.
So I raised £200. Well, I gave £200 to cancer research.
Okay. I'd stop bringing
No,
this
that's
point
a
up
lot
because it
worse
keeps
now.
cutting out every single time you try to talk about it.
Do you want me to
That's
leave?
worse that time.
Do you want me to leave and rejoin?
No,
Okay.
just stop talking about this point, I think.
We'll move on to the next one whilst Alex sorts his connection issues out.
Yeah.
So, predictable booking is the second point of Charlie's crappy collection. And we might come up against some opposition here.
Can I quickly do a sound effect which will imply what you mean?
Okay.
Ooh! Ah!
Kill him. Kill him. Okay, can you continue, Super Chelsea, after that disruption? Please.
So, we're talking about predictable booking. That wasn't predictable. And more of that on WWE TV I would enjoy. Less on this podcast, but more on WWE TV. Essentially, what we're seeing quite often is the same old matches, very predictable. But I think the problem that I have at the moment is that because it's WrestleMania season, they've got to get somewhere that they want to tell the story by WrestleMania, and pretty much they're running out of weeks, so they're having to cram it all in now. The worst one for me is Kevin Owens and that whole situation. It's just been terrible for the last couple of months because it feels like they've had to stall to get to WrestleMania, even though not many people want to see half the matches they're putting forward. And also on the other brand, on Raw, you're looking at Ronda Rousey. We all knew that she was coming in. We all knew it was Stephanie that Stephanie wanted to take her on. And it was just how we get to that. And for the fans, you're just sort of sitting there thinking, get on with it. Get on with the bits we know about so that we can actually watch and enjoy everything else.
Yeah, like one of the surprises of Raw, I thought was the triple threat between Miz, Balor, and Seth, because obviously the reported match was Strowman and Miz. So I thought that was a little change up that they did. Makes sense. Although it's probably going to be pre-show fodder, wouldn't be because those three guys are incredible. But
No, they won't put Seth Rollins on a pre-show. Them guys won't go on a pre-show with who's in it. Because Vince will not hear the end of it. Of fans.
I think Roman. This is going to be this. Can I have an unpopular opinion?
Okay.
We should have a sound effect.
I'm
I'm
somewhat excited for Reigns versus Lesnar.
just going to be glad it's over. They've been telling this story for like 2.5 years. I'll be finally glad when they finish telling this story.
It's a story that not many people want to hear.
Because WrestleMania 31, the main event, without the Seth Rollins bit, was still one of the best main events of WrestleMania I've ever seen. I don't care what you say, alright? I don't care. I really loved it. I was on the edge of my seat. The Seth Rollins bit ruined it for me ever so slightly. I know. Controversial opinion.
Controversial, it's more unpopular.
But I thought Roman and Lesnar killed it. If Lesnar gives a crap, which he obviously won't send to UFC, so I just think Roman's going to win and beat him really quick. Personally, I think last year one of the worst matches on the WrestleMania card was Lesnar versus Goldberg.
Better than Reigns Undertaker.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, it was.
That Taker match was terrible.
That Taker match was one of the worst matches I've ever seen.
What? No. In terms of match quality, yeah. In terms of storytelling, no. I like the ending where he hit 2 spears.
It made the Undertaker look like a frail old man.
Because he is a frail old man.
But that's not what his character is. He's the only character left in wrestling, and it just destroyed everything about him in that one match.
Only character left in wrestling, mate. Are you having a laugh?
Who else is there?
El Ligero.
It's not a character, really. Not like the Undertaker. They're not characters aren't built like the Undertaker anymore.
Pastor William Ever, Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy.
Bray Wyatt is terrible.
But you know what I mean. apart from Matt Hardy, who maintains that character
I don't think the Undertaker
24/7,
concept is
I've
that
met
weird.
Matt Hardy. He never breaks character.
It's because of his age, Tom. It's because of his age.
Yeah. But I think the fact that Reigns just literally, after 2 minutes, just kicked the living shit out of him for the rest of the match. I think if Undertaker got a bit more offense in, it would have been better.
It's another match in which WWE gets to put on what they want to do.
You do know the only reason
they know that the fans don't want to see it, but still put it on.
They only put this match on to build this Lesnar Reigns match by saying, "Oh, both of you beat the Undertaker." It's literally the only reason that happened. Was to do that, to build to this match.
I'm just fed up of Roman Reigns. He's been. I wonder if Cena main evented 4 WrestleManias in a row.
No,
Never.
I think Cena wrestled
Roman Reigns.
I think
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
in a row.
Oh no, he didn't. I thought he didn't main event 26, but he did main event 27, 28, 29.
It goes to show, doesn't it? You've got one of the hottest matches that the fans want to see. It's up there with the Japanese
New Tampa Wrestling.
Okada and
Omega.
It's on a par with that, really. With Nakamura and AJ Styles. Yet, that'll be pre-show fodder.
Unfortunately,
Will that even happen though? Is the question.
Well, that is the question.
In my opinion, it should main event.
In my opinion, the main event should be Undertaker. And I think if that match is going ahead, that's what the main event.
Oh no, Reigns Lesnar is main eventing.
On last, no matter what the other matches are, the titles should end the show for the main belt.
Oh my god, honestly,
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I don't. I don't agree with that, to be honest. Because if he is facing Cena, this is literally his...
Who knows what's going on with that story that they're telling?
I think Cena versus Undertaker could be a really good match. We know John Cena can take anyone to a good match. I think he could take adult Undertaker to a good match. Because if you look at who Undertaker's faced in the past 4 years, the quality in terms of wrestling hasn't been great. He's taken on Lesnar, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Shayna, Matt, and then Reigns. He hasn't really been against one of those good. He hasn't really been against a guy that is a really good in-ring competitor since CM Punk.
I enjoyed the Shayna Mac one. Just simply because of it was a Hell in a Cell. It's the Undertaker. It was WrestleMania.
Yeah, so he had some good moments. That was the last decent Taker match I've seen.
Yeah, but that's like you said. He had one after that.
And before that, the last decent match was 29.
Yeah, but that was
when he lost. I mean, that weren't
he
good
lost
either.
at 30.
That weren't very good either.
The 31, I can't blame him because he had a concussion.
Yeah.
31 was...
CM.
It was 31. Bray Wyatt?
The CM Punk one weren't much cop either.
No, the main decent ones I remember are the Triple H ones. They were decent. I enjoyed all them ones. And the Shawn Michaels ones. And the Batista one was pretty decent.
The best WrestleMania match Undertaker's had is... I know this is going to be unpopular, but it's going to be WrestleMania.
Mark Henry.
No.
Giant Gonzalez.
No. This is actually quite a popular opinion. I don't know if it's like... It's obviously not the one that everyone goes
You have a popular opinion?
Mine's Undertaker vs Triple H and WrestleMania 28.
No, I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was good. My favourite one was 25. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Overrated.
No, it's not.
Overrated?
I prefer this WrestleMania 26.
No, don't remind me of that. Fuck that WrestleMania. It ended the greatest wrestling career of all time.
What happened in that?
Shawn Michaels got retired.
Oh, yeah, but because he wanted to.
Yes, but still. I still don't think 26 was as good as 25. I watched both of them. I still think 25.
No, I think 25 was the best.
Shawn Michaels.
If he disses Shawn Michaels, I will kill him.
I don't know, he's disappeared again, so...
I'm not dissing Shawn Michaels. He's just not my favorite.
Who do you think is the best wrestler of all time, Alex?
Best wrestler, probably in terms. Are we talking like in-ring quality? Are we talking like overall?
Yeah, I think wrestler.
Just wrestling base.
We're talking in-ring quality. AJ Styles probably is up there.
That's a fair shout.
I still think he's too young to judge. I think it's quite tough to pick someone still wrestling.
I'm gonna go Shawn Michaels for the best in ring work of all time.
I think John Cena's better in ring, personally.
John Cena.
The guy who has 5 wrestling moves is better than Shawn Michaels.
Come on! If you didn't get that sarcasm. No, honestly, I think the best in ring performance. This is for me. I know it's not going to be like everyone's going to go, but I'm going to go Rey Mysterio.
He's not bad in ring.
He got me the most excited. And I think, that's what's important.
Whatever gets you excited, Alex, is up to you. Whether or not it's, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, any other sort of man, that's up to you. But, just accept that most people will disagree with you.
So you're saying that Rey Mysterio isn't one of the best wrestlers of all time?
Yeah.
Definitely saying
the cultural influence. Well, I'd say The Rock is better than Shawn Michaels.
No, The Rock.
I don't think many people would agree with you.
I don't think The Rock was that great in the ring.
Alright then, if we're talking overall wrestler, character, storyline...
If we're talking character storylines, that's got to be The Undertaker. If we're talking everything with character, it's The Undertaker. Hands down.
Nope. I'll tell you why.
Why?
He's been going on for too long. They should have ended it at 30. His legacy's been ruined.
Yeah, but we're not talking about now. We're talking about overall in the history.
Yeah, but his overall career, his end has been ruined. People are always going to have a really bad memory.
Might not be over yet.
Well, no, but even so...
He has one match a year. Leave his one match a year alone.
He's about to wrestle what you think is the best wrestler of all time.
No, he's not wrestling Rey Mysterio.
I thought you said John Cena.
That was sarcastic.
Was it?
Yes. I even said afterwards that is sarcastic.
Right, well, I'm moving on because I can't stand any more of Alex's crap opinions. Women looking weak in the chamber is my final point. Now, I've heard lots of different discussions about the women's elimination chamber following the chamber in which Alexa Bliss won. I enjoyed the match, and because it was an elimination chamber, it threw something extra into the mix. But it's got to go down as the worst elimination chamber out of all of them. And it just shows you the huge gulf between the women and the men. There was no reason for this match to happen in a chamber, but the pay-per-view called for it. The Women's Royal Rumble was far better of a comparison to the men's than this was a comparison to the men's elimination chamber. When you watch the men's, there were, finisher upon finisher and huge bumps and all these sorts of things, and guys are still kicking out. They looked like they were going through an elimination chamber match. The women were getting pinned off the back of a, first time finisher and then walking themselves out of the ring. In the olden days, they would be bleeding all out and all these sorts of things. They'd be carried out of the ring because they couldn't do it anymore. It was supposed to be, was it the Devil's, or was that the Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell was the Devil's Playground.
Well, this isn't exactly
structure,
much.
I think they called that one.
Well, this is a satanic structure. They get one wrestling move done to them in the ring. They get pinned and then they walk out of it looking upset. I mean,
here is another one of Alex's crap opinions. I thought the women's match was so much better than the men's match on the show.
No, I mean it wasn't. I wouldn't say the worst chamber of all time. I'd say that was either the Intercontinental or the tag team chamber they did back in the day.
I think this was, if you take away the gender factor, this was, poor.
I gave it a 4.5 stars. I thought it had everything you want in an elimination chamber match, personally. thought it
you've
had-
got one of the most impressive moves. I mean, they just keep doing it, don't they? They just keep ruining all these epic women's moments. You get Carmella winning the first Money in the Bank championship. Oh, yeah, it was won by a man. And then all of a sudden, Alexa Bliss hits an amazing Twisted Bliss off the top of a cell onto the outside, which is padded anyway. And then Sasha Banks rolls her over and finishes her. What's that about?
Yeah, like there were moments where I thought, I don't like matches where it's just finisher after finisher after finisher after finisher. Not for me.
Yeah, but the men's wasn't just finisher after finisher. It was just big move, big spot, big bumps.
Also, there was a really crappy spot where Miz was thrown off the thing. Strowman ruined the match for me. I don't like it when one man is dominant in one.
But it made sense. It was
Strowman
realistic.
is the dominant force.
Yeah, but I don't watch wrestling for realism.
But they don't make it. They don't make wrestling just for you. They make it for the popular.
And everybody wanted to see Braun Strowman kill everybody.
I'm not a big fan of Braun Strowman, as you guys know.
But everyone else is, so that's probably why they're not going to play to your.
What I'm saying is my opinion is still my opinion. Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean that you guys can't enjoy it.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the match.
What I'm saying is that the men's match was boring. There was no really good spots. There was nothing to give. No, what?
Braun Strowman put people through plexiglass. What more do you want?
It's not even plexiglass. It's floppy plastic.
It's plexiglass. They've already said what it is. It's not plastic. It's plexiglass.
It's not glass, you twat.
Plexiglass is plastic.
Thank you. At least you explained it to him.
I don't know what plexiglass even is.
Plastic.
But I don't care if people kick out and finishes. Wow, big whoop! It ruins the notoriety of finishes if people kick out for me.
Yeah, but that's been destroyed for the last 10 years. It's not really something new.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Well, there you go. So that's Charlie's Crappy Collection. Next week on Charlie's Crappy Collection, we'll definitely include Alex Kingdom and his opinions. So please do send in some things that you want to know Alex's opinion on of terrible things in wrestling that Alex might enjoy.
Yes.
So where are we going next? Alex, your point for this week?
So we have none other than Fastlane predictions.
And overall thoughts and shit on the show before it happens.
I've not watched any of the build-up, so I can't comment.
The build-up is shit. Now you know. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Well, we just talked about how predictable it is.
Yeah, it is predictable for a show.
I think this show isn't that predictable, but look at the card.
If you get the main event wrong, Alex, will you dye your hair green?
Nope.
Why?
Anyway, the first match, which I don't agree with, I thought it was a pre-show match, but apparently it's not. Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Carmella and Natalya. Who wins and why?
Throwaway match just to get them on the card, and I'm going with Becky Lynch and Naomi.
I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
There you go. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Really looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be great. I think it could be the match of the night.
Yeah, I'm saying it's good, but it's going to build. Nakamura's going to get momentum from it going towards WrestleMania, so Nakamura's going to win it.
Shinsuke, yep. I think these next 4 matches can go either way, though, which is what I'm excited about. I'm going to go Shinsuke.
You haven't asked Super Chasney what he thinks of the...
Charlie.
I think that Nakamura is going to win.
Great. Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott to win it.
Charlotte Flair, I think.
Yeah, I agree, Alex.
They finally differentiate.
New Day versus the New Day. I'm going with New Day.
Yeah, I've gone with New Day for that one.
Is it for the championship?
It is for the championships. This one is 50-50.
I could see him keeping it on the Usos, but I can realistically see they want to make the New Day have as many reigns as they physically can. So I see him putting it back on him. It's been a long time.
It's hard. But I'm going to say Usos.
Fair shout.
Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
I've gone with Bobby Roode with interference from Jinder Mahal.
Rude.
Alright, next up, one of the best main events we've seen in the past couple of years. AJ Styles versus John Cena versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. 6-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. I'm going to go with Jonathan.
Yeah, nothing inaccurate about that statement at all.
No, not at all. This is just a throwaway match. Just trying to get as many people light before the WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I don't. As long as the match is good, I don't care.
They did the same match on SmackDown, just without John Cena.
That's bad, okay, but that doesn't take away from this match for me.
It kind of does.
Because I don't watch crappy WWE television.
This is WWE television.
Okay, WWE on a television network. Because
Same
you can't
shit.
WWE network. Yeah,
AJ's
I'm
gonna
Jonathan.
Styles.
Jonathan.
Yeah, Styles. I think Cena might get screwed.
Maybe.
I think Ziggler has a chance of winning as well.
That's what every person on the internet is saying.
Didn't they say he was going to win the Royal Rumble as well?
Yeah. The internet is going, it's going to be John Cena or Dolph Ziggler. I've heard that from several people now. Said it's either going to be Dolph Ziggler or John Cena.
Chucked out after about 3 minutes.
He wasn't. He was literally in there for 30 seconds, I think. What?
I think AJ Styles has more of a chance than Dolph Ziggler. I just don't think Dolph Ziggler has a minute.
Yeah, but that's what people are predicting because it sounds unpredictable. But when you predict
it's going to be Baron Corbin.
Unpredictable.
I could see Baron Corbin winning.
Of course you can.
I could.
If they won't do it now, they've waited way too long to give him any sort of a push.
Anyway, guys, that was Fastlane prediction. A lovely show. I'm looking forward to the last 4 matches. Actually, 5 out of the 6. The first tag, everything was really good.
It's going to be I think it's going to be an alright night of wrestling.
I think it's going to be a real throwaway event.
But it's the last single brand pay-per-view, which I'm kind of glad it's going now because we won't have this repetitive load of crap when we have dual banded.
As long as they don't do the draft this year like they did the
They're doing it Backlash.
I like the draft.
They need to do a draft desperately.
I just don't think they. I just don't want them to do another superstar shake-up and then wrestlers randomly appear on the opposite brand.
That's what they're doing. That's how a draft is always done.
No, it's not. You get people on podiums, or you get a randomizer on the screen. You just get random people.
But that's
I liked the randomizer.
Yeah, I preferred the randomizer, but obviously you already knew it was predetermined.
Well, yeah.
But it still causes suspense for
like the day where they, like the draft where they switched John Cena to one brand, then switched him back later in the night.
It's quite good actually because I don't think many people saw it coming.
It was entertaining. I would much prefer the randomizer, but I loved it where it used to be a match. You used to have a Raw versus SmackDown wrestler, and then the winner got a random pick for that brand.
Yeah,
that was a much better way of doing it.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes, that's how they used to do it back in 2006, 2007. Back when it was still the initial brand split.
It was 5.
It's a good way to do it. But we'll have to wait for Backlash and see how they're going to do it this year. Because they need to change something up.
It is awards time.
We'll go with my award first, which is the worst finisher of all time, non-comedy finisher. So we're not allowed to do the Mandible Claw or the Cobra. Or any other you can think that would be classed as comedy.
What's the penis one?
The Worm. There was the.
Oh, that is a terrible finisher as well.
That would be a comedy one, I think.
The Bronco Buster.
I don't think that was a finisher.
I can't remember what the penis one was.
The penis plex.
Well, that's terrible.
Yeah. Let's.
Anyway.
I'm gonna go with mine first, which is the WMD, because God, the Big Show's WMD is so bad. It doesn't even look like it hurts.
Yeah, the issue with WMD is if he can punch you in the face, they knock out. How is it when they slap on the chest that their body doesn't turn into powder?
It also doesn't make sense because you're not allowed to use a closed fist in wrestling, so why is he allowed to do it for a finisher?
Makes no sense.
Absolutely no sense. So, in my opinion, it's the worst finisher of all time, non-comedy.
Alex?
I'm going to go with Wade Barrett's Wasteland. Now, the Wasteland is one of the most stupid-looking finishers. Essentially, Wade Barrett has his opponent on his shoulders, and he just tosses them over the front.
I remember that move. It was pretty shit.
It was so bad. First of all, it didn't. Barely any members of the roster took it well, so it just landed on the side. Plus, and also, Wade Barrett isn't even that tall of a guy, so the length of where they're going down isn't even that much. So essentially, it's a worse version of the AA, because there was no momentum to it either. He slowly, gently lifted them down. The good thing about this though is that he did eventually get rid of it, and then had that the elbow,
the bullhammer. That was a good finisher.
But the
it is slightly better than the backbreaker that Nia Jax did this week.
But she's not like most girls.
Yes, she is.
But anyway, yeah, the one thing about Nia Jax, I don't like the fact they announced her weight, but not.
Because they want you to know that she's a big woman.
The Wasteland, it was synonymous with Wade Barrett for at least 3 years.
And Super Chasney, your finisher.
I had two that I was humming and ahhing between. The first one was going to be Roman Reigns' Superman punch, because the same sort of thing as what you said about it not making sense, because you're not allowed to punch someone. That makes sense to me. And when you try and do that to two different people in one punch, makes no sense at all.
Bad.
But I'm going to go with another of Roman Reigns' finishers. I'm going to go with the spear. Because essentially, if you think about it, the spear is literally running at someone and grabbing them around the waist. Now, I've done that to many people to tackle them to the ground. I'm sure you can make it look like you're putting force behind it, but essentially it is just rugby tackling someone. When you do it really well, you look at the Shane McMahon one that he took in the air from Roman Reigns. That was great.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
But
also, big
that's not always the way it's done. Yeah, I mean, if a 500-pound man runs at you, that's going to hurt anyway. But essentially what I'm trying to say is that I think the clothesline is effectively more of a powerful move than the spear. So just a random clothesline should hurt more. Why not just hit them a bit higher?
I've done a clothesline. They do hurt. Especially if you botch them. Really hurts if you botch them.
Well, don't botch them.
It's easier said than done. But yeah, JBL's clothesline from Hell, that looked deadly.
I've never seen JBL's clothesline from Hell.
Search it at one time, it's fucky.
You've never seen JBL do a clothesline?
Nope. I've never seen JBL wrestle.
It's pretty good.
Yet you spend your time watching Titus Worldwide.
Mate, all the time.
I say we make Alex watch wrestling from 2003 to 2009.
Just watch wrestling.
Just watch any wrestling that wasn't from 2011 onwards.
No, because
that wasn't Titus O'Neil.
People say that WrestleMania 17 is one of the best WrestleManias of all time, right?
I've watched it and can verify that fact.
There's only one match that I enjoyed.
I enjoyed all of the matches on that show.
TLC 2.
So you didn't enjoy the Rock Steve Austin match? The Vince McMahon Shane McMahon match?
Nope.
Can I kill him?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The Vince and Shane one was fine, but
we're going to move on from this point immediately before I kill him. So
who are we going for then? Is anyone going for their own?
For me, right, I'm going to sit at the wasteland because you went for the WMD, right? Although it doesn't make sense in the rules of wrestling, punch to the face still hurts.
But
Also, a
Big Show
spear,
doesn't make it
was
look
still,
like it hurts. He punches them at like 3 miles an hour as well.
it's still a fist in the Big Show. It still hurt. If even if I walked into that at 3 miles an hour, it still hurt. As well, the spear kind of wins an opponent. So if you ran at them and win, it would still win them. As the wasteland is literally just flopping them from nowhere.
Are you sticking with your Super Chasney?
I'm still deciding. Okay. Well, I'll have to go next then. I'm going to go with the Wasteland because when we talked about worst finishers, that was the one that came to my mind before Alex had said it. So, yeah, that's the winner so far.
The Wasteland wins then.
Sorry, Tom.
It's fine. Well, 2 votes. The Wasteland wins the award for worst finisher of all time. Non-comedy
What was your
edition.
vote for? Was your vote for your own one?
Nah, I'll go with Wasteland. It'll be unanimous.
Oh, well, unanimous.
Unanimous for the Wasteland. Now, Super Chasney, please present your award.
I'm going to need some help from Tom here, doing a bit of editing. On the screen, you should see 3 pictures, with any luck.
Yep.
And that is our nominations for the worst hair of the last year. So, the person with the most terrible hair in the last year. Who have you got on why? Let's go for the obvious one first. Tom.
I have gone with Ross Mackey, or Scottish Bird's Nest, as we call him. Just look at that hair. What is that hair? It's not hair, it's a helmet.
I think Ross Mackey has never been to a barber shop because he clearly doesn't know what styling is.
Well, yeah. We'll get on to you in a minute.
Yeah. I know I've obviously lost this one anyway, but just there's no fade on the sides. It's literally a bob cut. But he probably gets his grandma to do it for him, to be honest. I don't think he's ever been to a barbershop because he knows. You know that when someone hasn't been to a barbershop, their hair is the same length all over their head.
Yeah. I do know. So yeah, Ross Mackey is my nomination.
So it's sort of lack of haircut then?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Alex?
I've lost this. I'm going to go with Sheamus because he looks like an absolute dork. Now, I'm a fan of 2012 Sheamus, and I'm not going to hide that. I think his World Championship reign was very good. I thought, the 18 seconds thing was necessary for the whole Daniel Bryan thing, so I don't actually have that much hate for it. I like Sheamus. I like him today. But his hair, he looks like an absolute twat. There you go.
I think that's kind of his gimmick, though.
I've lost this, so I'm not even going to bother.
Why do you think you've lost this?
Because of your...
Because of my category?
Because I know what I'm voting for.
Okay.
And Super Chasney.
So for worst hair of 2018, I've gone with yours, Alex. Again, on screen. This catastrophe of... it has induced many a person to laugh. So we've enjoyed the hair. Certainly myself and Kane sat down laughing hysterically for a good minute or so. So it has brought joy to the people. However, it is still the worst haircut of 2018. And with respect, Alex, we will end the hair talk after this podcast, but it is terrible. And there is my nomination.
I assume we already know that I'm going to go with Alex. Obviously.
You're going to go with Alex?
Obviously.
And Alex, who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Alex.
You're going to go with Alex?
Is it another unanimous?
Well, I'm going to go with Ross Mackey, because otherwise...
Yes! Yes, I knew you were. Thank you.
Otherwise, it would be slightly favouritism. And it would sound like we didn't really think that Ross's haircut was that terrible.
No one thought. I don't even think Sheamus is that bad compared to Ross and Alex. Anyway,
Oh, it's nothing on those two.
exactly.
I devoted Sheamus because it's the only one that kind of doesn't.
I can understand why you did that.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. And the third category.
My category is match of the past 30 days. This is match of the month. With the match of the past 30 days. Anyway, I'm going to let Super Chasney go first. So, Super Chasney.
I've gone with the men's elimination chamber, and I know you're obviously not going to agree with me, Alex. But the reason I've gone with the elimination chamber was because it was full of story. It was full of interesting moves, and I enjoyed the Braun Strowman moments. You know, there was a really obvious moment for him to get eliminated fairly early on. He got a finisher from everybody, and then they did the Superman powerbomb. I think, am I right? It was quite a while ago now.
Powerbomb.
And then essentially they pinned him, all five of them, and he kicked out.
That was a lovely moment.
Which is quite interesting to think about how much he kicked out of there, yet couldn't kick out of one F5. But I certainly thought it was a really interesting match. And, you know, whenever it's an elimination chamber, it's always going to throw in a couple of extra stars from me. So that's my match of the month.
Thomas?
Mine is Roderick Strong versus Pete Dunne from NXT for the UK Championship. I think both wrestlers are absolutely fantastic. Pete Dunne has got a tremendous future ahead of him. He's, 20 years old, 21 years old, something like that? He's ridiculously young. He's younger than me.
Yeah. Yep.
And Roderick Strong is one of the most underrated wrestlers in NXT right now. Both fantastic. They put on a clinic of a match. And that's my match of the month.
My match of the month is Andrade Cien Almas defending his NXT Championship against Johnny Gargano in a loser. If Johnny Gargano loses, he must leave NXT. If he wins, he wins the NXT Championship. Now, I know that their match what was it?
Takeover.
Was it in Philadelphia?
Yeah, it was.
It doesn't matter where it was.
Was the better of the two matches. However, this match told a better story because there was higher stakes. And this obviously meant that Johnny Gargano, who is essentially the Daniel Bryan of NXT, had to leave. There was still really good spots in this match, although the one at Takeover was immaculate. This was still a good 4-star fight, like 4.5-star match. So for me, I think it was great. It had a great story to it. It had a lot of passion behind it, and it I thought there was higher stakes than the Takeover match for me. And I think I just really like the fact there was stakes in this match, and they found a way to up the ante of the incredible Takeover match. There you go.
Well, there we go.
So, who is voting for what? There's our third.
I'm gonna. Right, Super, you can get your vote first.
I'm going to stick to my own because it's the only match I've actually seen.
I'm gonna stick to mine.
I'm going to stick to mine. We have a poll, people. Which is good, because I like these polls. I initially thought we were going to have a poll about the first award for the worst finisher, but that was unanimous.
Yeah.
I was expecting for all of us to vote for our own then, but not everyone for the Wasteland. Yeah, obviously there would have been a poll from the whole beginning to now. So if you do get a chance, please check that poll out. Yeah, please vote. And
don't forget to leave us some questions that we can ask Alex next week to find out what his opinions are of terrible things in WWE. So I want full-on Cobra from Santino Marella to gold dust in a toilet. Every single thing you can think of, we will ask him about next week.
Just don't make it from like the 90s or anything, because the chances are I haven't seen it.
We're talking any era.
Then I wouldn't have that much to say about.
And just questions about wrestling. We don't want anything about John Barrowman or hair or anything like that.
wrestling only. Anyway, guys, thank you guys also to watch. If you like, comment, and subscribe to All Things Wrestling's channel. Now, if you subscribe, you'll get such things as reactions to Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, Mixed Match Challenge, if that's still going on.
It will still be going on next week.
And Defiant as well. You'll get updates on news. You will get this podcast.
This amazing podcast.
You get
somewhat
more
weekly.
Super Chasney.
You'll get gaming streams. You'll get Kane being racist. And most
You
importantly,
get Super
you'll
Chasney
get
taking
Tom.
the piss out of Alex at every opportunity.
But
You'll
yeah,
get
guys, subscribe
terrible
to Tom.
haircuts.
He's on the road to 100k. No, not 100k.
1K.
What's that?
He's on the road to Viridian City.
I'm on the road to Amarillo. I've been
Pokemon, I
hooking
like
my
that. Super
pillow
Chasney.
every night.
I love how me and Super Chasney are on the Pokemon, and Tom's like Amarillo.
I'm sorry, that's the first thing that came up to in my mind when he said on the road to.
If
Nowhere.
Tom hits
Oh,
if
yeah,
Tom
that's a good-
hits 1k, if Tom hits 1k views, he will do a 36-hour live stream.
No.
And he'll actually start paying us for some of these videos.
I'm willing to pay you 3 pennies for every podcast, Super Chasney.
Well, I'll be on about 10p by now.
So you want to be on? Okay, we'll have to talk. We'll negotiate. But yeah, there will be new mods, new moderators when I hit
Subscribe.
100.
Who's the new mods?
I don't know yet. There will be new mods when we get 1,000.
Is Alex a mod yet?
No.
No.
Oh. Can we vote for
Bullshit.
that?
I can...
Can that be a quiz question next week? Who should be a mod?
We could put...
Hashtag mumderator.
Hashtag never gonna happen.
But as well,
Too long of
make
a
sure
hand.
to-
Hashtag.
Make sure to subscribe to Super Chasney. You can subscribe to the Wrestling HQ if you want. Me and Tom have got something in the works at the minute, so
Even
That'll
though
be-
he's retired.
I am retired. But again, I am still. If you watch the video, I've explained something that I'll be doing.
He might need to do an update video on his update video.
I think he needs to.
um,
Subscribe for a retired, non-retired, retired person.
I am retired. I'm just doing large projects.
So yeah, we'll be back
Mm.
next week, some point next week, because this goes up on Saturday, hopefully, if I actually edit this in time. And then the next one will probably be like next Monday or Tuesday. So we'll have to see when we film the next one. But we will be back, and Alex will have questions fired at him. We could think of some moments as well, Super Chasney.
Oh, we definitely can. Do you remember that time when Alex dyed his hair?
Yes, I do. You remember how we took the piss out of it and started laughing so much?
Anyway, guys,
I don't remember
Like-
that.
comment, subscribe to Super Chasney. What a legend! Don't subscribe to Tom. No, I'm kidding. Subscribe to him.
Like the video if you really don't like his hair.
Yeah. Please like the video if you
Like
don't
the video
like
if you
Alex.
hate Alex's
If you
hair.
don't
If
like
you
Alex.
like the hair, dislike the video.
Yeah, but then we'll end up getting like 23 dislikes again.
Well, it's no different to last week.
Oh God, I don't know what happened there. Digitalk returned from the
Anyway,
grave.
Digidead.
It wasn't. I swear to you, it wasn't.
Digidead.
Yeah, because I've never had
It wasn't-
23 dislikes on a video before, mate.
No, but it wasn't. Well, at least it wasn't orchestrated by me. If it was
It
them.
probably was them because I don't know enough people that will dislike the videos.
Also, the only person that knows you from the Digital group is Robbie.
Robbie Mills.
And that
Hello,
Mark.
Robbie Mills. We know you listen to us.
Yeah, but it's not hard to find it because it has your name in the thing and linked to your channel. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you next
Digidead.
time.
Digidead.
Digidead.
Dead.